basically in the United States is a polarization on basically every major political issue. Antonia, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. Great. So we've got a fantastic guest who is also making waves on college campuses. She is the founder of Empowered. I'm so excited to have her. Big fan. Thank you so much for coming, Antonia.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me on. I'm really excited.
Yeah. So just so you know, I work for the Daily Wire. Aaron Bandler's here. He works for the Daily Wire, and then Kyle Thompson contributes to the Tea Party Tribune. So what I want to have you on to talk about today is your organization Empowered, because I was reading about it last night and I was like, I love this thing. I mean, so what exactly, can you tell us about what the purpose of Empowered is and how it got started and what you're looking to accomplish with it?
Yeah, so Empowered really is just the culmination of years of being a campus carry activist. You know, I was a Southwest director for Students for Concealed Carry, and really helped with getting the campus carry law here passed in Texas. And through the movement, through the times I was an activist with them, I realized that it was really young women who, for one, they were either very anti-campus carry, right? We had the people like. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say certain things here, but you guys know the movement that happened at UT Austin where they're anti-campus carry and they had the sex toys and,
yeah, we're right about that.
yeah. Everyone's like, I remember that now. So that one was led by women on campus. But there's also this other movement, this other side where the pro-campus carry side of women that no one wanted to talk about or bring up because it really destroyed their narrative of what female empowerment, of what feminism looked like, and that meant adding Second Amendment voices to it. For me, it was important for me to be able to as a woman, to be able to protect myself. And that's why I became an advocate. And I think there's a lot of women out there who believe the same thing, regardless of what party they're a part of or what political ideology they have. And so I wanted a place on campus where women could come to and feel safe to be able to share that desire to either want to purchase a firearm or learn how to use the firearm they already have, so they can have it on campus. But even more so to have that firearm to be able to have it for self-defense, because that's what we were talking about, is self-defense on campus. So that's why I started Empowered.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it last night, and I'm like, what a fantastic way to combat the leftist myth, basically, of rape culture on campus. You guys believe in rape culture on campus? Let's bring concealed carry to the campuses. It's so, I just was thrilled at that idea. So I want to make sure that the other guys get to ask some questions to Antonia. Aaron, you want to?
Sure. So, what would you say are like the best campuses and states that best respect Second Amendment rights on campus?
Ooh, man. So, what I've learned quickly through the campus carry world is that those are two different things. So, for one thing, Texas, you would think, oh wow, Texas, yeah, definitely loves guns, everything. But when you go on college campuses, that's a different thing. You're just like, oh my gosh, am I in Texas? So I think that's the difference, is that regardless of the state that you're in, doesn't mean that the administrators and even the students of those campuses are going to be gun-ho for the rights that we should have anyway. So I would say the best. So Texas is the 8th state to have campus carry. Kansas is going to have it in July.
Nice.
Arkansas just the governor just signed the bill. We're still waiting for Governor Deal of Georgia. He vetoed it last year, and I will be addressing that at the NRA convention. So Georgia should be the next one. But those are the states that you would think already that would probably be more lenient. But you know what? One of the first states to have campus carry was Oregon.
Really? That's random.
Yeah. So it just depends, right? So it depends, and it has changed, and that was way in the early 2000s, right? Early 1990s. So, it kind of depends.
Okay. So what about specific campuses then?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
So what about specific campuses then that best respect Second Amendment?
I would say, here for the Texas fight, Texas A&M was really big.
Okay.
I mean, we had, for Student for Concealed Carry, they had over 1,000 members at one time for Student for Concealed Carry, and getting people and lobbying and having lobby days and stuff like that. That was right before I joined. I kind of, on the campus carry fight, I was doing it by myself, and then joined after it was passed and helped with making sure that these schools who had the choice to be able to put gun-free zones on campus didn't make it so that law was null and void. So I did that for a year and a half, fighting every school. The schools that I fought the most were UT Austin. Unfortunately, the private schools, I started with TCU. And I think that's part of it, is that you think these schools that you think are going to be conservative or whatever, and they completely just, they go 180 and they disappoint you. So I think that's eye-opening to a lot of people, though, too.
Mm-hmm. Kyle, do you have any questions for Antonia that you want to...
Yeah, something I was wanting to ask was how, because I know obviously the NRA is a big supporter of yours. How closely do you get to work with folks from there, or how involved, I guess, are they in your organization? I know that that's probably a really crucial relationship for you.
Mm-hmm. No, I know what the real question you're asking is, like, how much money am I getting paid? What type of show? Yeah, I'm a pawn for the NRA, right? That's what people would say. NRA has not put a penny towards this. Not saying that they don't want to, but this is my baby. This is something that I really care about. And sometimes it tends to be with organizations, it's a lot of, the bigger you are, the harder sometimes it is to get ideas through and to fruition. So I've never been someone who just liked to wait. So I wanted to do it myself. I knew I'd have the know-how. I did it for several years, and I'm passionate about the mission. And so I decided to do it my own dime. Save my own savings. I started it, and now it's just completely crowdsourcing and people helping because they are excited about it too. So yeah. No other organization right now. We are trying to get the gun industry involved. We have our tour that's going to happen this fall, and we're really hoping one of the gun industry manufacturers like Walthers or Smith & Wesson or Glock can sponsor and help us out. But yeah, the NRA, I'm an outreach member. I'm on their committee for that. Just to put that young, single African-American voice in there. But, they're not contributing anything. This is my baby.
Gotcha. But I guess my question was more like, do they go to, like, if you said, I have this, like, for instance, when you mentioned the governor of Georgia, when you have, like, it's something that you're trying to work on, or a project that you're trying to make progress on, do they ever, like, go to bat for you? Or, help you get more connections within folks that maybe would be in state government or on campuses I'm not sure. I guess that's why I'm asking.
Definitely. So instead of the monetary side, when it comes to connections, and really a lot of times that's more important than the monetary side. I'm getting to speak with the ILA forum where President Trump is speaking. It's just crazy to me, and I get to talk about Empowered. That's an audience of 80,000. So they're definitely helping me out. They believe in my message, and I'm really grateful for that. With Dana and stuff like that, they're all part of that family. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so they've been very supportive and helpful.
That's really cool.
So, what kind of, as somebody who's been on college campuses and who has been in situations where I felt less than safe, I would have loved to have had an organization like this to have been a part of. How can young girls that are in college now get involved with Empowered?
Yeah, I love that. We're definitely, I definitely a big believer that you shouldn't, if you want to help out, there are several times where I wasn't in college and I still believed in the college movement and helping them out. So I would do stuff like, for example, being a part of IJR and talk about them and bring attention to them. But we're still deciding on how that's going to look like. But there's definitely several ways, and that's, helping out with getting chapters, helping out with getting things set up and getting people connected to the right people so they can set up chapters. I mean, the biggest thing here is not necessarily other students who are not going to want it. I mean, right now we're trying to get UNT to be the pilot chapter because Cosmopolitan is coming to do an exclusive on it. And it is literally every professor who is just, because you have to have a faculty member to be your sponsor, right? And so all the professors are like, yeah, how about not? Like, even the ones who say that they're technically for gun rights, off campus, but they don't believe that a student should have it on campus. And so that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. So, having those people who are bringing our message out there and who support us and say, no, I believe in other students should have the same rights that I do as well, really helps other students to back those people who are going to be against them on campus. And those tend to be other adults as well.
Yeah, we're really dealing with problems, obviously, with the Berkeley campus, specifically with the riots and everything going on. I sometimes wonder if the campus carry program going on, if we would be having the level of violence happening on campus, because obviously a lot of the problems we're having is that the police are being told to stand down at Berkeley, and students can't protect themselves. They're not, it was Lauren Southern who was talking about how they went to the administration and said, we need the police to be protecting us. And they said, okay, but you guys can't bring anything. You guys can't have anything. And then, obviously it broke out into violence. So I just love the fact that you're doing this. I'm a big supporter of what you're doing. So could you just plug your website real quick, and where can people find you?
Yeah, definitely. So right now we're in the process of having our own for Empowered. But you can learn more information through my website, which is www.antoniaokafor.com/empowered. And then we also we're on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. So we have updates on there as well. And so that's Empowered 2A. So at Empowered 2A. So, yeah.
All right. I will definitely be giving that a shout out after the show on Twitter. Thank you so much for coming, Antonia. I really appreciate it. And I'm a big supporter, and I know the other two guys are as well. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
You too. Bye.
All right.